Hello everyone, welcome to Wicked West Books. My name is Meg West, and today I am doing a spoiler-free review for The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. This book was amazing. So far, it is my favorite book that I have read this year. So that's the whole review. Thanks, bye. No, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I had heard such great things about it so that I picked it up at a bookshop that had just opened, and it took me a little bit to get to it, but I finally picked it up and I read it in less than a day. And I do want to give a couple of warnings for this book for child abuse, alcoholism, ableism, and racism. So just kind of be aware that those things are in this book. The entire thing, it was just so much fun to read. So this is the story of Henry Montagu, who is going on his tour. This is where some people who can afford it go on a tour of the great tourist attractions of Europe between graduating school and starting living and making money and working for a living. That's what I'm going for, and working for a living. He is bringing his best friend Percy along with him, and it's supposed to be a fun year before Percy goes off to law school, and Monty, the main character, has to start working for his father and running the estate. But his father has different plans, and he sends them off with a babysitter, essentially, who's meant solely to keep them out of trouble, and things just, they fall apart, and it's all Monty's fault. Completely Monty's fault. I expected this to be a very cutesy, just like romance stories set in Victorian era, and while it had elements of that, it's mostly an adventure book. I mean, just so much adventure. There are highwaymen, there are pirates, there is a alchemy, which, you know, isn't real history, but it was a fun element to the story. I love alchemy, and I do know that alchemy was actually studied. It's just, it didn't end up going anywhere significant, so it turned into chemistry. But I mean, just so much fun all across the board. You've got Monty, who is bi and in love with his best friend. You have Percy, who is mixed race and dealing with the issues of that during a very hard time for you to be of a darker colored skin. And you have his little sister, Felicity, who really has ideas about what she should be allowed to do with her life that do not agree with the 1700s role of women. And you put them all together and send them across the country, and just fun, random things happen, and I absolutely loved the entire thing. All I want is the Ladies' Guide right now, because this book, I just had so much fun reading through, and the characters in this were just so colorful, and it was a lot of fun being inside Monty's head, going from looking at how attractive that girl is to how attractive that man is, and just the whole thing across the board was so much fun, and not really being sure of Percy's feelings for Monty, because you know that Percy knows that Monty is bi, but is he interested back? And you don't quite know, or at least Monty doesn't quite know. I saw it fairly well, but you know, sometimes the main character doesn't see the obvious of what's going around him. And it was absolutely adorable, but it was also just such a fun read. It was so much fun. I've heard some really great things about the audiobook if you're interested. It is narrated by the actor who plays young Tom Riddle, and I have heard that his voice is absolutely swoon-worthy. And really, I believe that this book is worth having in a physical copy and an audiobook copy, so I very well might go and just buy that so that I can listen to it, especially depending on how long for The Ladies' Guide to come out. The Ladies' Guide to Petticoats and Piracy comes out in October. I think I'm going to have to buy the audiobook for this. So yeah, I hope this gush kind of helped you on if you were on the fence on whether or not to buy this book, or if you have it on your shelf and you were looking for an excuse to read it. I hope I've given you that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have read A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue and loved it as much as I did, I would love to know about it below. I post videos every Wednesday, and yes, I am coming back. I am posting videos every Wednesday, and I will see you guys next week. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and have a wicked day.